What is going on, you sexy mofos? Today we're going to do another community video because you guys have given us so much gold to work with at Salomondrin.com, and we really appreciate it. Honestly, a lot of creativity, a lot of great ideas are coming out of it. I couldn't thank you all for everything that you guys do, all of the posts that you guys make on the site. So we're going to talk about a few of them right here, right now. We're going to discuss them publicly because they're great posts, and I'm also going to give you some insight and some of my thoughts on each one of them, and hopefully you guys will like this. So let's start with the first post. Six Rings actually posted a video about the Hennessy Venom being the only real American hypercar. And he's asking, do you really think that the Hennessy Venom GT should be considered the real first hypercar that America has ever created? And the answer to me is no. So I don't know how much you guys know about Hennessy Performance and John Hennessy and what he does. So he's an aftermarket tuner. That is the easiest way to describe him. You'll send him a 4GT, he'll twin turbo your car. Same thing with the Raptor, he'll add another wheel. Same thing with the Lotus Elise, which I think is the base for the Venom GT car. Which again, because of the power to weight ratio, it puts up incredible numbers. But these are not real cars. Unless you're doing your own standalone platform, I don't think you can compare those. What's the difference between this and a kit car, for example? What about this and a twin turbocharged Huracan? Like, I don't think there's enough there for us to call Hennessy a hypercar maker, a supercar maker, or any kind of car maker. And this is not an insult, this is just based on what I'm seeing. That's why I don't honestly think you can consider them a supercar or hypercar maker. What do you guys think? Because I am very interested. The link's gonna be down below to the thread so you guys can comment immediately right there and then so that we don't waste any time here. The next video that caught my eye was by John Gio. And John uploaded a video by Misha. I'm confusing you guys a lot, but this is a video between the 720S and the LT going side to side at the ring. That's right, this is epic, this is track focused. And the guy who did it is a guy named Misha. Misha played Boosted Boris. I had no idea, I never put two and two together that that's the same guy. And I'm so sorry, Misha, it's my fucking bad, absolutely. You do a great job just comparing both cars. You take him to the ring with the other guy that you were with. I'm sorry, I forgot all the details. But you got to take out the 720S, the brand new 720S, and your buddy's LT, and you took him on the ring, and basically the conversation went like this. The new car is better, but it's not as exciting to drive as the LT. And here's what I want to give you guys. I want to give you some real world feedback here. These two cars are completely different from each other. Their characteristics are supposed to be opposite. One of them is supposed to be comfortable for everyday supercar driving, and the other one's supposed to be extreme, the most amazing experience on the track. You're gonna be that tool, yeah, no pun intended, that the car needs to go fast around the track, whereas in the 720S is gonna help you out the most. Now, that should not confuse you guys as to which one's quicker on the track and which one's quicker on the street. The 720S has way greater technology than the LT. It's a brand new car. That car's gonna be faster any way you want to slice it, dice it, or anything. That's what I'm putting my money on. I don't think if you do a side-to-side comparison and you measure times or anything, the LT has a chance against the 720. The 720 just has so much downforce. The air on the car is insane, so there's way less drag, more power, a new engine, more torque. So all in, the 720 is just a better car. The LT is more of a driver's car, so which one do you want? Also, the LT will remain a classic. That's gonna be a car that's gonna go up in value down the line. It's McLaren's first specialty. Imagine if you could have bought like the first track only version of whatever Ferrari mid-engine car that they made, because I can remember which one's the first one. I can't remember if it's the 16M Scuderia or the Challenge Stradale. I can't remember. But it's a significant thing. That LT is a proper weapon for the track. It's just, times are changing. New things, new cars are getting quicker, faster, smarter. So there you go, there you have it. You can have both, you can have either or. And always remember, it's not about how fast they go, it's about how they make you feel. That's why to me right now, buying a 720 makes so much sense, because I'm gonna take my hardcore car, which right now is the LT, and I'm gonna swap it for a 2RS, which is the Porsche. That's gonna be my hardcore track car. And now I'm giving basically the 911R space to the 720S. I know that it's not a manual and it's not all of those things. It's a different type of GT. That's why I like them so much, and they're so different, and I cannot pick a favorite right now. I think the LT would be my favorite just because of the place it holds in my heart and the place it holds in the McLaren lineup and what he did for the lineup. So there you have it. Gonna love the 720 either way though. And thank you, Misha, for making that video. That was badass and properly done. Our dude Farid Saleh posted a video where Chris Harris reviews for Top Gear the Bugatti Chiron in Dubai. And guys, I'm not gonna spoil anything for you, but you have to watch this video. It's just so damn epic. The Bugatti Chiron, for a lot of you guys who don't know, the Bugatti Veyron was really the car that pushed the envelope after the McLaren F1 did. The Veyron is the one that took 10 years for a car to get that fast. Like, it was way ahead of its time. It was incredibly fast. The amount of money that VW spent on that car was obscene. I remember that they were taking a hit for $6 million on each car that they sold. So if you think about that, the most value per car that you ever got until that day was that Veyron, because there was so much R&D that just got lost. Obviously, VW later made their money back by trickling that R&D and parts and technology to other cars in their fleet, which obviously they own Lamborghini, they own VW, they own Seat, they own like so many car companies. So that was money well spent. Now, the Chiron is not gonna be that car. I think things are moving too fast right now for the Chiron speed to hold for 10 years again. Right now, there's just so much technology, so much competition. It's not gonna make the same impact, but the car for the next 3 to 5 years is gonna be top dog. There's nothing that compares to it. A lot of people like to compare Pagani, Koenigsegg, and Bugatti because of the price ranges. Fellas, there's no comparison. Pagani makes beautiful cars. Koenigsegg makes super fast cars in a straight line, on a really long straight. But Bugatti just gives you everything. You can do that in the most comfortable car that you can possibly imagine. All of those things, you can go as fast from 0 to 60, then you can go afterwards as fast as you can imagine because the car has 1500 horsepower. This is mind-bending fast. And what I like, the difference that they really made on this car was the Veyron felt clunky and it was a heavy car. Even though it was great, it felt like a big Bentley GT with an insane motor. This one is supposed to be light. This one's supposed to be more of a driver's car in a Bugatti with that much power. So if you know what I'm saying, that's why it's worth $4 million. Also, you're gonna get the reliability of VW as a group behind you. So if you need anything from Bugatti at any point in time, they'll have you covered. That's why I love it so much. And also, I'm very curious to know what your thoughts are. Do you think, or do you know if VW is gonna be losing money on the Chiron? Or are they not? Are they gonna be making money from day one? I'm curious because I haven't heard anything about this yet. So please let me know in the comments down below. I'm very interested. The next post that really caught my eye was by Pablo Soto, and he posted a picture of the new 911. The new generation 911 is out there in Toledo, Spain, just cruising out. They're testing him right now. And the reality is, yes, the cycle's coming to an end because with every single GT2 RS, or at least on the pass section, they killed the 997 car. So now the 991 is coming to an end, and it's gonna end with the 3RS and the 2RS, the new ones that are coming out. Obviously, we're looking at the picture and it looks the same as every other 911. Mind you, it's camouflage and it's got like some things so that you cannot see distance, proportions, or anything like that. But what I'm willing to bet is that this car is gonna be completely turbocharged, just like the other ones. They're not gonna make the engine any smaller, I think. But the biggest bet that I'm willing to take on this is they're gonna add rear wheel steering to every single car, to every single 911. And the reason why is because it blows my mind that we know how great it is and how greatly it affects your driving, where it's at low speeds or high speeds, and not every single car maker is putting it on their car. I think it's about that time when Porsche is gonna show us what that next generation is. And also, what do you guys think? What is going to be your crazy bet on the next 911? What is going to be the next thing that every single one of them is going to have that we didn't see coming? I'd love to know what you guys think. Then another post that really caught my eye was my man Zero. Whoa. That's right. I have no idea how to pronounce this because he's got numbers and all of that stuff. But he's asking, which one would you pick? The GT2 RS, the 720S, or the AMG GTR? Tim Knobs also said, I wouldn't pick any of those. I would pick the Performante. And let's face it, you can't put that comparison together without the Performante. I completely agree with Tim here. And the reason why is we're looking at these hardcore cars that are just coming out right now, all at the same time, and adding the 720S there because it's just gonna be so fast, period. That car actually has nothing to do in this competition. The interesting one to see would be the GT2 RS, which is gonna be the fastest 911 ever made, the Huracan Performante, which is the fastest Lamborghini ever made of any sorts of Lamborghinis, by the way. And then you have the AMG GTR, which comes with all of that delicious Formula One technology and experience that Mercedes has gotten over the years. And also because they're the recent and current world champions right now. So you know this car is gonna be loaded with some black magic and some stuff. So which one's gonna be faster? Which one are you gonna like the most? Which one's gonna be more special? And which one's gonna go down in history as the #1 car? Blindly blindly. Without knowing anything, I'm willing to bet that the 2RS is going to be the big boy, the one that's going to go down in history forever as an epic achievement. It's also the one that's coming out the latest, so I don't want to bag on the other one. I think the Huracan Performante is going to be really impressive, and I'm dying to drive it again. I hope the car is not really stiff on everyday driving to the point where you can't drive him anymore, because that's what the older ones were, and I hated him. It was just like sitting on a fucking rock. I had one at the house for a couple of days, I remember, because some dude just left it at the house. They were coming in from out of town. And it was really rough. Even just driving it on the driveway was like so stiff. It was never my thing. But I hear that all of these new technology that's getting all cars got to the Huracan Performante, and it should be pretty damn good. As far as the 720S goes, you can't compare these. We will though. Don't think we're not. But you cannot compare them for real in the same category. Even if the 720S turns out to be faster than the other ones, these cars don't have the same purpose. They're not all built to be monsters on the track and also somehow dailables. The 720S is just a complete daily. So just keep that in mind. And whenever we do it, and if the 720S actually really wins, then holy fuck. But I think that GT2 RS is just gonna demolish everything that exists right now for a couple of years. That's my bet. What is yours on these, and which one's your favorite? Please let me know in the comments down below. I love to hear your thoughts. I like to learn from you guys. I really do. So please don't be shy. And last but not least, my man British James, and no, not James, Mr. JWW, British James on the website, made a compilation video from the movie Rush and our meeting with Nico Rosberg. Because we were lucky enough to have Nico on the channel. He was on the past vlog, and he drove us to the airport in my 4x4 square. And we were actually making the joke, well, when we came back from that, we were like, dude, this was like in that movie Rush, where they see Niki Lauda in the middle of nowhere and they're like, holy fuck. They just skip through the hot girl and go to Niki and go, are you Niki Lauda? Yeah. And then he gets in the car and he's driving his car and everyone's like, holy shit, Niki Lauda is driving my shitty car. It was kind of like that with Nico. And I love the video because there's so many similarities to what happened in the movie to what happened to us in real life. I love it so much, James. Thank you so much for putting that together, guys. Please check it out. The link is down below. You cannot miss that one, please. And before I let you guys go, let's thank the top 3 members on our community, because you guys are not only killing it, you're creating a lot of conversations, you're creating a lot of talk, you're there to help people out there, and I really appreciate it. This one comes as a shock though, because for the first time in a month, Mr. JDD didn't make it to number 1. No, I'm gonna start with number 3 though. Adam Blackenby, you did it, my dude. You're number 3 on the community. Thank you so much for all of your posts, especially on the podcast. You're nailing them, dude. We're bringing up a lot of stuff that you come up with on the podcast. So thank you very much for that. That's greatly appreciated. On number 2, for the first time in a month, comes Mr. JDD. And I'm not gonna say what happened, dude, blah, blah, blah. We all have to work. We all have to do a bunch of shit. I know how busy you are. I appreciate the time you spend on the website. And I also appreciate all the conversations that you start, because you and our main man at number 1, Jay Scott, you guys, between all 3 of you guys, you're basically creating 50% of the shit that we talk about on the website. Why? And it's not because we're just looking at your posts. They're very, very interesting. So please keep those up. It helps us. It honestly fuels my creativity so much more. That's why I'm able to make so many more videos now and be more interested in this. It was getting a little too repetitive. The car community was getting too into the hypercars and like that shit. And I like to have these real conversations that car guys have, instead of just looking at a car that's $7 million. I love this. So thank you very much, guys, for your posts. Thank you so very much for your support. And thank you very much for the conversations. Are greatly appreciated. Mofos, I'll see you next time. But before I go, if you go on Salomondrin.com and post the hottest picture of the hottest 720S that gets the most likes, which equal penis points, you're going to get one of these hats for free. All you got to do is go on Salomondrin.com. It's free. And you can upload your picture of the 720S, and that makes you immediately eligible to win one of these hats. The winner will be announced within 24 hours of the video coming out and being released. And it'll be on the website and on my Instagram. Thank you so very much for watching, guys. As always, I'm Alejandro, and I do not approve this message. I still don't approve it. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on.